When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path. On the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline Passport and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Hey everybody, welcome into Bayou Time Sports. I am Harry McCullough. We're here to talk about a little swimming. Swimming is a fall sport in the high school season. They've gone through most of the regional, their early tournaments. Just finished district and state tournament will be in Sulphur at November 22nd and 23rd. One of the teams that will be participating is Thibodaux High School, and here to talk a little more about it, their head coach, Stephanie Donaldson. So thanks so much for being here. You brought Emily Dryden and Austin Kramer, so appreciate you guys being here, a junior and a senior. Let me start with you, Coach, and we'll talk a little bit about the season. And so a lot of people might think, oh, it's got to be summer. It's a summer Olympic sport. But you guys are in the fall, which is still pretty hot when you guys are competing. But tell me about your season and how it goes.
It is still very hot for most of the season. I wish that it would stay warmer for just a little bit longer so that we could stay at our pool, which is the public pool in Thibodaux. This year we were very lucky. We only got kicked out with the weather the last 3 days last week, but we had some chilly days or refreshing days. But it is a fall sport, and I am happy that it's nice and warm down here. Yeah. The beginning of the season in August, even though the pool is water, it still gets very hot, so those afternoon practices can be a little daunting for them. So we practice in the morning 3 times a week at the beginning, just to offset that summer heat in the beginning. Yeah, and they prefer it. The afternoon practices they're pretty tough.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, I know you think about swimming, and they always hear about 4 or 5 in the morning, have to get up and go swimming. Is that what you guys do?
That is what we do. Swimming is a very disciplined sport, and so it is not for the meek or weak. And we get up and do it in the morning before anybody else is up. It also helps that we're not competing with anything else at school. So There's no cheerleading practice. There's no volleyball practice in the morning. That way we can get together as a team and really practice together.
I never thought about that, though. It's hot in the afternoon and afternoon practice?
About 105 degrees.
But I mean, you feel it as an athlete?
They feel it because the water, even though it's water, the water is about 98 degrees. I got you. So hydrate. They're still sweating, even though they don't realize it. Right. And it can be a dangerous thing, even in the water.
Right. So great for hurricanes, not for swimmers. So.
Absolutely.
Hey, Emily, let's talk a little bit about you. And so you're a junior, co-MVP of the district meet, right? So tell me about your career so far and what's your specialty?
I started as a freshman, and it was kind of rough my freshman year because I had always swam, but I was just getting used to the conditioning and everything like that because I wasn't used to that just doing summer swim. But I hated it for a while. I'm not gonna lie, but I learned to really
through, right?
Yeah, push through. I learned to really love it. I love my team and everything. I've worked really hard.
Yeah.
So.
And what do you swim?
I swim the 50 free, 100 back, and 100 free. That's usually what I swim. And at state this year, I'm going to be swimming the 100 back and 50 free.
Okay. And Dylan, excuse me, that's your last name. We're talking about Austin Kramer. So what do you swim? And same kind of question, how long have you been swimming?
So I've been swimming since my freshman year. Similar to Emily, I wasn't my best. I wasn't that great, but I really pushed through, especially thanks to Coach Don. And I think it's the team really that makes us all better. I think it's more than just like a swim team. I think we're all really a family, and we push each other to be like better versions of ourselves. So that's how I've gotten better. But mainly, to answer your question, I swim 50 free, 100 free. I've been trying to go for the 100 fly time, and then I'm pretty good at 500 free as well.
Wow. Okay. So you're going to have a busy weekend when y'all go to Sulphur. Coach, let me ask you that. So we all have kids that, do swim team and, everybody kind of does that a little bit. What's the difference when you go in a different level? Because I think they both said it, that they thought they were swimmers. They swam all their life, but it's a different level when you go to this level.
Not only is it a different level, we're Division I, so we're with the big schools, all the large schools, and our state times are almost a minute faster than some of the other divisions. So not only is it a high school sport, and it's mandatory. So you can't just show up when you want. And we are competing at the highest level. So it really, we have to prepare ourselves for those difficult times. And if you are not conditioned and not practicing every day, you're never going to make those times. So
don't be offended by this. I don't remember Thibodaux being a big powerhouse in swimming. So.
We weren't.
So tell me about,
no, you're
tell
absolutely
me about the
correct.
transition, though. Yeah.
18 years ago, I was teaching at Thibodaux High, and there was a group of kids that wanted to start a swim team. And when I started teaching there, the principal asked, if you could coach anything, what would it be? And I swam all my life. And so I said, swimming. And they laughed at me. And so they said, yeah, when Thibodaux gets a swim team. And I said, we'll see. So a couple of years later, these kids were signing a petition. And I told them, if it passes, I'll be your coach. And so it passed. I've been the coach ever since. And we have just, it's a family, they're working hard. So it can't just be hard. It's got to be fun. So it's a family. We work together. And through the years, we have just built a tradition.
And you've been making the playoffs?
And it's
regular
working,
basis?
yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yep.
on me. I should be reading up a little more.
Absolutely.
On Thibodaux swimming. So, no, it's often, and man, I know it's not an easy sport. It's one of those things almost like wrestling, right? You don't get all the credit for it, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Well, let's take a break. We got another segment to go. We'll be right back. More Bayou Time Sports right after.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time Sports. Harry McCullough here. We're speaking with the Thibodaux High swim team as they get ready for the state championship of swimming event that's going to be in Sulphur. That's going to be November 22nd and 23rd. We have their head coach, Stephanie Donaldson. Austin Kramer is a senior MVP of the district meet, and Emily Dryden, a junior, also co-MVP. So, guys, thanks so much for being here. Let me start with you, Austin, again, as we talk more about swimming. And when did you feel that it went from abuse to like, hey, coach has really got me where I'm supposed to be, right? Because you could probably feel it, and talk about how your times came down as you got more prepared as an athlete.
I can definitely tell you it did feel like an abuse, especially my freshman and sophomore year. It was terrible. I can't lie. It's just people don't realize it's every single muscle. Like you're cramping up, but you just got to push yourself. That's where you really shine through. It shows how dedicated you are. But I really saw my time started getting faster my junior year, and that's whenever I started pushing harder, and I really wanted it. I wanted it bad. So I started swimming for the Wellness Center, the year-round team, because I really wanted those times. Like Coach Donnie said earlier, we're in D1, so our times are really hard to make, and I only made one my junior year. It was at the last meet, the district meet, and I wanted more. It's something burned inside of me. I wanted more. So I really pushed myself my junior year, the end of my junior year, and leading up into my senior year. Practice every day, working out every day, eating right. And it was just, I really wanted that time. But thank God I made it. I've gone this far, and it's been really worth it.
Paying off.
Yes,
for
sir.
it. Sure, Emily. Same deal. What's a typical day, and how many? We all go by meters, yards. How many miles or how many yards in a day will you practice?
Honestly, it's a lot. So I'm not 100% sure.
Did you feel the same thing like Austin though?
Oh, totally. It was definitely like, oh, my mom's making me come here. Everyone's like, she thinks I'm going to be so good. I'm not into it anymore. But that's really not the case. Like, after freshman year, I realized how important swim actually was for me and how, like, being around the team just made me feel like a better person, like, mentally. It got my mentality straight. Like, I was just very into it. And ever since then, I had this, like, realization that swim is really helpful to me.
Yeah. Coach, probably couldn't have two better testimonials, right? Because
Absolutely
you got
not.
freshmen and eighth graders are right now going, what are we doing this for? Well, so to have these leaders like this, it's got to really help you with your program.
Absolutely. These two have really stepped up. And everything they're saying is true. You know, that freshman year, it's like, really? Is it really that important? And really when they start buying into the program and seeing that it's paying off, and what's really lovely is when they start passing that on to the underclassmen. And we do something every year. It's called an amazing race. And these two were paired on a team together. And it almost brought tears to my eyes hearing them work together to figure out how they were going to help the other kids on their team. And it's kind of a silly race. They carry pumpkins, they eat silly things, and it's all around Thibodaux. And, you know, as they're leaving the pool, he's telling her, hey, I got this one, you get this one. And they just tag team those younger kids. And it wasn't even about swimming at that point.
Right.
It was just, they have really
Like
grown
a scavenger
into,
hunt though, right?
Yes, but they have really grown into some confident, independent young people. And it's just lovely to see where they've come. And it's amazing.
Yeah, tell me about this team, though. So you go as a team. I know you have to qualify with times, right?
Yes.
How many people will go into Sulphur?
So basically, you can only enter 4 people per event. You can bring relays no matter what. So if none of your people qualify individually, you can still bring your 3 relay teams. The first 10 years, that's all we did was show up with relay teams. And, you know, it's still eye-opening. They still get to see what it's about, and it's this huge arena and all of these really fast swimmers. So I think that helped them to understand, oh, wow, this is really what the competition is. And now we have, so technically you can only swim 4 events. 3 of them can be relays. 1 of them can be an individual, or 2 individuals, 2 relays. So once they start making their times, I have to decide which event they'll be more successful in at state, looking at the competition, how many kids are going, and then where they should be on the relay teams. So if they only make 1 individual, I can put them on 3 relays. Right. So now, you know, more money, more problems.
Sure.
This is the first year that we have more than 4.
You know, Biggie Smalls.
Right. We have more than 4 people qualifying in the 50 freestyle for the boys. And so now a decision has to be made.
Right.
And what's great is that a couple of them have made more than just the 50 free. Sure. So we can spread it out, but you also want to set up your people in what they're going to do their best in. So, yeah, it's definitely some decision making on my part. But
Austin, you got a time you're looking for at the meet, man?
Yes,
you got
sir.
a person and a time you got to meet? You got to meet?
Well, it's really a time. I set a goal for this year. I've been really focusing on trying to make a 22 in my 50 free at state, and then I'm trying to get below a 50 for the 100 free. I've gotten down to a 52, and I'm trying to break a 50, get about at least a high 49.
I got you. Emily, same. Yeah, I know you know who you're going to be competing against. You got a time and a person you want to catch?
I'm really just pushing for a 106 for my 100 back and a 27 for my 50 free.
All right. Coach, is that going to get us a win?
it's going to get us definitely PRs. It's tough competition out there.
Absolutely.
So.
No, I know. Well, guys, good luck on the 22nd, 23rd of November. Appreciate it. Congratulations on your success so far. And go get them and solve them.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We'll be right back with more Bayou Time Sports after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.